I'm Steve, and welcome to the AI Beginner Academy podcast. Welcome to a special audiobook bonus series here on the AI Beginner podcast. Let's jump right back in and dive into Chapter 8. Chapter 8, How to Team Up with AI. AI is your assistant, not your replacement. By now, you've probably noticed a pattern. AI works best when it's treated like a partner, not a competitor. Think of it as an assistant who never sleeps, doesn't get tired, and doesn't need a reminder to focus. AI doesn't replace your experience or your intuition. It extends them. It takes the repetitive, mechanical parts of your day and handles them efficiently, so you can focus on the parts that need a human touch. When you work with AI instead of against it, you create something powerful, a human-machine partnership where each side does what it's best at. The AI handles speed and precision. You handle meaning and direction. That's the sweet spot, and the people who learn to find it will thrive. Learning how to delegate tasks to AI. Delegating to AI is a lot like delegating to a person. You have to know what to give it, how to describe it, and when to review the results. If you give vague instructions, you'll get vague results. If you explain clearly and set boundaries, you'll get reliable, repeatable outcomes. Here's a simple mental model that helps me. Identify repetitive or time-consuming tasks. These are perfect candidates for AI. Writing summaries, organizing data, drafting outlines, creating templates. Explain your goal clearly. Tell it what outcome you want, not just the task itself. For example, summarize this report so a busy manager can read it in 2 minutes. Review and refine. Treat AI's first answer like a rough draft, not the final version. Ask for tweaks, corrections, or different tones. Save what works. If you find a great prompt, save it for reuse. Over time, you'll build your own library of shortcuts. When you delegate effectively, AI stops being a novelty and starts becoming a trusted coworker, one that never complains about meetings or asks for a raise. Building your personal AI toolkit. Your AI toolkit doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It's simply a set of tools and habits that make your workflow smoother. Here's what a typical setup might look like. ChatGPT, or your preferred model for writing, editing, summarizing, learning, and creative brainstorming. Midjourney or Canva's AI tools for quick image generation or visual inspiration. Copilot or Gemini for email management, document drafting, and data analysis. Zapier or Make for automating repetitive tasks between your apps. Voice tools like Otter.ai or Nada for meeting notes, transcripts, or summaries. You don't need all of them at once. Start small. Pick one or two that fit your needs right now. Here's a personal example of how I stack my tools. I use ChatGPT for writing, teaching, and coding assistance. When I create content, Midjourney helps me generate visual assets that match the tone of my projects. If I need to move faster, Zapier automates small things like scheduling posts or organizing notes. Over time, these small improvements add up. I reach a point where most of my repetitive digital chores just happen, and that frees me to focus on what actually matters: creating, teaching, and connecting. How to make AI work for you, not against you. AI can either feel like a friend or a threat. The difference depends on how you approach it. The key is balance. Don't hand over your thinking, but don't be afraid to let it handle the grunt work. Here's how I've personally put that into practice, and how AI helped me find joy in something unexpected. Music. I mentioned earlier that I play guitar, and to put it kindly, my playing used to make people question my life choices. Friends would leave the room. Family members would sigh. One person even asked if my guitar was out of tune or if I was. I was stuck in bad habits from years of winging it and never really improving. That's when I decided to team up with AI, not as a music teacher replacement, but as a coach and partner in learning. I asked ChatGPT to create a structured practice plan based on my current skill level, schedule, and music preferences. It generated a personalized roadmap, warm-up routines for finger dexterity, a daily mix of rhythm, chord progression, and scale work, song suggestions that matched my skill level. A weekly reflection prompt. What sounded better this week? And what still frustrates you? Then I asked Midjourney to create visual chord charts with better layout and finger positioning tips. I even had Gemini help me find video tutorials that aligned with the lesson structure ChatGPT designed. Before long, I wasn't just playing around, I was learning deliberately. I realized something. I wasn't using AI to do the work for me. I was using it to guide the work. It became my personal assistant, coach, and motivator rolled into one. Now, when I pick up my guitar, people still might not request an encore, but at least they're not leaving the room. Progress. That experience reminded me of an important truth. AI isn't here to replace passion, creativity, or persistence. It's here to amplify them. It helps us overcome obstacles that used to slow us down and makes learning fun again. Whether you're playing music, running a business, or learning a new skill, AI can fill in the gaps, giving you structure, ideas, and encouragement. You still have to show up and do the work, but it makes the journey smoother and, in my case, a lot less noisy. The mindset that makes all the difference. AI is at its best when you bring curiosity and playfulness to the process. Think of it as your digital partner, one that grows with you as you learn. Here's a simple 3-step approach to make AI work for you. Explore. Try using AI in one new way every week for writing, learning, or even hobbies. Experiment. Don't worry about being perfect. Ask questions, rephrase prompts, and let curiosity lead the way. Evolve. Notice what saves you time or sparks creativity. Build those habits into your daily routine. When you treat AI like a teammate, not a threat, it transforms from a mysterious technology into something familiar and empowering. The real trick isn't mastering the tool. It's mastering the relationship. AI's job is to assist. Your job is to direct. Together, you can do work that's faster, smarter, and more enjoyable than ever before. The bottom line, AI can't play your guitar, write your songs, or live your life, but it can make each of those things easier, more efficient, and more fun. Once you learn how to team up with it, you'll start to see AI not as something you use, but as something you collaborate with. And when that happens, work stops feeling like a grind. It starts feeling like progress. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I hope you're enjoying the book so far. If you'd like simple, friendly ways to learn AI at your own pace, you can explore more at aibeginner.net. And while you're there, be sure to check out our awesome and affordable courses. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next chapter.